Jonathan here. I want to show you guys what it looks like to use Wardbord as an O-line coach. And I probably just said this, but if the O-line coach ain't happy in the office, nobody's happy, right? So check it out real quick. Let me minimize this real quick. And I'm actually going to, let me get this out of the way. Here we go. So you log into Wardbord as a coach, right? All of your coaches on your staff are going to have their own login. I've already created a game, right, or an event, you might say, right here. I named our opponent the second annual DFW OL Coaches Clinic. Shout out to Coach Thompson for a great clinic with lots of food. He knows how to put it on right here. So whoever your video guy is on staff, your huddle guy, super easy. They do an export of the play data from last night. It's literally like one click. You come here inside Wardbord and you import your play data from last night. And I have a sample export on my desktop. So it takes about 5 seconds, and what it's doing is it's creating all the plays, run or pass, down and distance, result, gain loss, ODK, all that stuff, all your formations and so forth, right? So from right there, you are ready to go evaluate, right? So you'll come into last night's game, and what you're doing is you're replacing the notepad, right? It doesn't work for you in any way. You got your play data up top. So hopefully you can see from where you're sitting, there's 163 plays in last night's game because I have all selected. If I'm the O-line coach, right, I have my depth chart set up already, right? Over here, I've created that with all of my offensive linemen. I'm going to select the O. It's only going to show me the 63 offensive plays from last night. The first offensive play from last night being play number 10. So check this out. And remember this, your players are receiving feedback from you instantly every time you touch a button or write down some coaches' notes for them, right? So there's a super lightning fast way, which I will show you that here in a minute. I'm not going to show you that yet. I want you to show how I want to show you how Wardbord works at its most basic functions and at its core, right? So play 10. I'm the offensive line coach. I'm selecting my five starters because I've sorted those players to the top of my depth chart, right? Notice when that happens right here, your execution, your assignment, right? Your effort, those are the primary two metrics that every position has here in Wardbord, right? And those are the things that usually get us to writing notes or taking mental notes in our head as coaching points for us to go coach up, right? If one of our players does not execute their assignment, okay, that triggers our brain, right? We go to work, we do what we do. As you were putting your players in the game, these default to yes and yes, which is exactly how we think. We watch video assuming that our players did right what we coached them to do, unless it's one of those plays where we just remember what's coming right from last night's game and we already know. So all you're doing is clicking buttons, right? You're clicking buttons, and your players are receiving this in their app for play 10. They're going to know they didn't execute on play 10, and their effort was okay, but maybe they did get flagged. And then for us, what's been always important to me within Wardbord from the very beginning, this is a 13-year-old idea and 4 years in the works of grinding and making this happen. But pancakes, I always wanted this Wardbord to be exactly what coaches are evaluating. Who gives a crap about stats, right? We do stats. That's another story. But like, we do them because you got to turn them in. But anyways, I wanted it to be exactly what coaches are looking at. So before I explain this column, which you guys are going to really appreciate, it's something that you do right now, but has a little bit of a different twist on it. I want to look at feedback, right? The words that we use and the notes that we take, that we pass on to our players are extremely invaluable, right? And so I knew that we also had to have that, right? And what that means is group feedback is what we do in position meetings and team meetings or group text messages, however it is that you're communicating feedback. Group feedback is what we are masters at. We are really good teachers. And so you see all these zeros over here, right? I want you to notice you got your 5 players that are in the game and you got 3 players that are on the bench, right? Over on the sideline. Watch what happens when you go to leave group feedback. Test, group feedback, play 10. Is that what we're on? Play 10. Everybody gets that feedback, even your guys right here that are not in the game on their mobile app, they're all receiving that. If Martin here, let's reverse. Let's say he really blew it. Take his pancake away, give it to somebody else, right? If he really blew it, then you might want to say, boom, I'm going to kill you on Monday, right? And that's an individualized feedback, right? It's not probably what you're going to use all of the time, but you do have the ability to give a player individualized feedback on a particular play in addition to their group feedback, right? So you'll submit that. Now over here, you're going to see a 2. So there's 2 comments going to Martin. He's the only one that knows he's going to get killed on Monday. Everybody else is going to receive your group feedback up here. Everybody on your depth chart is going to be able to learn. Let's go back to pass protection. Pass protection. The play data, the software is working for you. It's pretty smart. If it is a pass play, it is going to activate this column, right? You can execute your assignment. You guys all know this. You can execute your assignment, but still lose the pass protection battle, right? And that usually comes down to technique, right? Technique that you're usually coaching in your words, in your notes, or when you're in your position meetings, right? Or in individualized feedback. But usually your words and your notes are how you're coaching up this right here. So what this does is you got wins and you got losses related to pass protection, right? And in the end, this is going to give your players a winning percentage for their pass protection, right? Now, if it is technically a pass play and you guys are running counter because it's an RPO, you got some RPO going, then all you've got to do on the top, one of the top players is click that middle option, and it's going to work through all of your players clicking all those buttons and deactivating that column so it doesn't impact their pass protection score. Let that finish, go to the next play, you're ready to move. I was on play 10 for a long time. There are 63 offensive plays in the game. I'm going to show you the really fast way. I added this feature because of offensive line coaches, right? I knew that if I could reduce y'all's clicks by like 370%, that it would be a tremendous way to move things forward and make the automations and workflows work even faster for you guys. When you choose this right here, as long as you got your 5 starters at the top, right, you're going to basically, it's going to pre-select, click those buttons for you on every one of these 63 plays, right? So it's taken me back to play 10. My evaluation is there. It's legit. It didn't go anywhere. Now I'm going to play 11, right? It's already clicked for me. Play 12, it's already clicked for me. All of this stuff is already clicked, right? Now, that doesn't mean it's been evaluated, right? I'm no dummy, but it is reducing clicks, right? So now you're working through here, and you're only clicking these as needed, and it's tallying your pancakes. It's doing a lot of work for you. You're providing group feedback and then your individualized feedback when needed, and you're submitting that and so forth. And behind the scenes, what's happening is there are stats for skills players and so forth, and pancakes are accumulating. There's all types of analytics related to your team, offense, defense. You can look at it however you want. An execution report, your effort report, all of this is data that's related to performance that was generated by you coaches and so forth. Now, over here on the group tab, and I know I'm moving fast, guys, you're able to come in here and see your position group for the season, how they're executing, this is not going to help you determine who's playing, right? I understand that. But it is going to put data that really does matter to your players in front of them. It's also going to tally your pancakes for the season and individually by each game, your flags. Here you have your pass pro winning percentage, which is not much data in this test account, so everybody's batting 100 right now. So you can see that here. You can look at your analytics on a game-by-game basis. The importance of this stuff right here is everybody knows, you guys, we can beat somebody by 70 points, but still not have performed, right, maybe where we were trending for the season. So you actually get to prove to your players that we didn't perform at a level that's going to let us go win a state championship, which is really important, right? How do you keep your kids learning, right, if you're playing a goofball squad, a goofball team, right, or something, whatever, right, whatever the situation is, and so forth. So anyways, it really does help with that. And again, everything that you're looking at right here is actually, let me just pull this up for you guys. And I'm going to finish with this really appreciate the time that Coach has given me up here. If I can find the share button, I'm going to come in here and do a screen share real quick just to show you guys that the mobile app. I really want you to see that before I close up, and I'm going to end it real quick. So again, I appreciate everybody right here. I'm coming to the to my app for my test account, not that, and clicking on my Wardbord app. I got a profile, I got all that. I got my feedback down here. You got some analytics and so forth. I'm going over here to the week 17, which is the second annual DFW OL Coaches Clinic, and there you go. That's the screen that your players see, right? They see their play 10, their group feedback. They get to see that that he's going to get killed on Monday because of these right here. He did not execute. He had crappy effort, and he got flagged. He's getting killed. What your players have to do is they have to hit this mark as red button now, hit next, and they got to work through all of their feedback, acknowledging the receipt, and then going to work. And they will. They really want to contribute in a way that is moving the team forward. They don't know how to do that on their own, and I know you guys know that. So thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.